Hello and welcome to the Wrestling Corner episode 31. All out, good or bad? We'll come on to that later.
Yes.
Big boy pay-per-view week. But as always, you've heard him. I'm joined by Simon. How are you? This fine morning.
Doing all right. Very burnt out. I was going to give my one-word answer on All Out, but we'll go on to it quite quickly. I don't know. I don't have a one-word answer. I'm just there's too much wrestling. And then I thought about the fact that AEW are looking to add another TV show. And please no.
Don't. I beg, don't. Yeah, we talked about earlier, nothing we'll mention now. Is there too much wrestling? I know we can. Right,
yes.
This is going to sound so strange considering I've boasted about AEW. I can probably sit through with the WWE shows fine because they're really spaced. I think just because they're spaced out, because you've got Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then you've got your whole weekend and stuff. Whereas I feel like with adding AEW there, it's just throwing it all off. Which just I know doesn't make sense.
Oh, I thought you were going to come on to the point of WWE space out their shows really well, and then you've got AEW Dark on a Tuesday night, Dynamite on a Wednesday night. If they've got a pay-per-view coming up, they'll put Dark on a Friday night. They'll have a pay-per-view on a Saturday night.
That's one thing I do like, pay-per-views on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, it is better. I was going to say I like Sundays, but that's because that's it. It's WWE. It's just customary. But yeah, Saturday nights are better.
Yeah. Sorry, I've just seen the new Xbox price has been revealed. Very cheap, £300. Nothing to do with wrestling, but it does because WWE Battlegrounds is coming out. I think this week. Will you be getting it?
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's this week.
Tells you all you need to know. I will be getting it, but I'll be getting it next year when it's gone down about 70% in price.
Yeah, it's going to be I think it'll be a game that goes very cheap.
Just because I probably won't play it, but it'll just be nice to have. I bought 2K20 the other week, but I got it for about a tenner.
Yeah, I don't think it's a good game, is it?
It's all right. I don't think it's that bad.
But we'll might as well. We've got so much wrestling to go through. We'll go on to the first AEW show, and that was on Wednesday night Dynamite. Best Friends versus Santana and Ortiz in a typical tag team match. Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah, I'll let you skim through this because I just Dynamite.
Santana and Ortiz picked the win. It's this little mini feud they've got going. Fair enough, it'll fit into All Out as well. After that, it was the 8-team tag team match: the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express versus Private Party and SCU. Actually, a really good tag team match. The Young Bucks and the Jurassic Express pick up the win, where they will both face each other on the All Out. They had a joke on being the Elite about how this match had no feuds. So they filmed a segment where they went backstage and they dissed each other's outfits or whatever. And said, "Look, we've got a feud now."
Oh yeah, I remember watching.
There's a reason we should be wrestling. Again, Young Bucks getting on the card. One thing that was interesting, I don't know who I was watching. It could have been a cheer. It might have been Wrestle Talk, where they were saying you look at All Out or All In, the first card, and it had Kenny's face, Young Bucks' face, Cody's face, and a lot of people were saying, well, it's going to be hard for them to thingy. I think on All Out, on the main poster, I think Kenny was the only one that was on there. No Young Bucks, no Cody. It does show how far.
Wasn't Cody front and center of the All Out card of the All Out thing, despite not being on the show?
Were it? Hold up. I don't think so.
I thought Cody was right at the front.
He was. That wouldn't have made sense considering he wasn't.
No, Ian. No, he was on the fight TV sort of graphic. He was.
That's strange. So that's it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, AW's evolved.
Oh wait. Oh, there we go. Found it. Moxley MJF, Jericho Cassidy, Kenny Hangman, FTR, and Hikaru Shida Thunder Rosa.
No, I think it's like a provisional All Out poster because it's got Cody with the TNT title.
Oh, I do see it.
So they just never changed it after he got beat.
Ah, right. That makes sense. That makes sense. What?
Jericho, Joey Janella.
There's tag team. There's a Tony Schiavone interviewing Kenny Omega.
Oh, is there? Oh yeah, the one where Kenny just dressed really casually.
Yeah, it was just FTR apparently trying to get into Adam's head. Kenny trying to tell Adam that he's not, just station in the waters. Yeah, it all leads down to All Out, which I very much liked. What you said, Chris Jericho versus Joey Janela.
It was fine. Jericho won, as you can imagine.
Yeah, and then Cassidy came out and did a bit of shenanigans. I'm hoping this feud's over. I am.
Oh, it is. Jericho said it.
Yeah. That's it. It was good for the first couple of matches, and the Mimosa match wasn't anything special, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah. I was off the point of caring at that point of all.
Yeah. Taz and Ricky Starks came out. Darby Allin came out at Ricky Starks. You had basically, it was a typical thing when there's a battle royale. All the wrestlers came out and start beating each other up.
Yeah, this AEW show felt like it was just not a mess, but it was so random. It felt like it felt like a WWE show that had been rewritten at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's
always the big brawls I'm never a fan of in shows. But I know you've just got to hype it up, that's all.
Yeah, it's the classic thing of just in case you forgot, this is how someone gets eliminated. You know, they're going over the top rope. Yeah.
Thunder Rose versus Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb making a first match after leaving WWE. You know what? Not bad. I don't think. I think Thunder Rosa should have been on the show so much more because she was very good, and I think that this match against Kuroshida could have been a major one if they hyped it up a bit more. Apart from the final week,
they didn't really put much into it, did they?
It was like the final week they realised, this is probably going to be a good match. Start promoting it.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa did pick up the win. We had an interview with Big Swole. Britt Baker this Saturday during the buy-in will be fighting tooth and nail.
But was it on the buy-in?
Well, so they announced it was going to be the buy-in, and Tony Khan got a shit ton of backlash because it's women on the buy-in, and it's a feud that be going thing. And Tony Khan's excuse was, we want some of the best wrestlers to be on the buy-in to see what they'll get when they watch the main show.
Yeah, I've heard JBL say that before, to be fair, and Cesaro, because far more people watch the YouTube shows than the pay-per-views.
Yeah. People got pissed off and they bumped it in the main show. I think it was because the match was going to be shit and they knew it.
I take it word of fan.
No. We'll come on to it though. And then John Moxley versus MJF's attorney Mark Sterling. Yeah.
Oh, this was good. Mark Sterling were quite funny.
Go on, I'll
lawyer. Saying that Ian Wardlow are quite close. He calls him Wardy.
I like Wardlow. I think his money in it.
Yeah, he's good. But I do think he was the first one to go to WWE out of all of them.
Yeah, the big guy. Yeah, he's got WWE written all over him.
Yeah. This was just Moxley showing an aggressive side on it. Yeah. It was quite a good go home angle.
Yeah, and it's a good way to end it. Get excited for the main event.
Are we doing All Out now or NXT?
We'll do All Out. So we've got AEWs, then we'll have TNAs, and then we'll have WWE. Make sense. So, buy-in. First of all, started with Joey Janella with Sonny Kiss versus Serpentico with Luther. Janella picks up the win. Typical pre-show match. I don't think he was originally going to be on. Probably got bumped on because of that tooth and nail match.
Joey Janela's a big name who's never got going in AEW, but I've never really got him, so it don't bother me. But I know a lot of people want better for him.
I quite like him as he is now. Nothing amazing, nothing bad. He'll have a wacky spot in a big match. Fair enough. The Private Party versus Dark Order 3 and 4, which is Alex Reynolds and John Silver. Private Party picked up a win, which is nice to see because they haven't really picked one up in a while. Obviously, it's against Dark Order, but who are extremely entertaining, I've realised.
Yeah, Reynolds and Silver are good, but they just keep Private Party. I don't think they're going anywhere. Just keep them ticking over. There's so many teams.
After rewatching a couple more being the Elite side of break, Dark Order are great, aren't they?
Yeah.
All of them have got this it's a chemistry, but that isn't chemistry, if that makes sense. Is super strange, but I very like Dark Order. All Out. We started the main show. Jim Ross was out. The opening contest for All Out was a tooth and nail match. Britt Baker versus Big Swole. Now, basically, it was just a match in the dentist thing. You had Britt Baker using a real drill going into the chair. You had Reba getting thrown in, or Rebel getting thrown in a dumpster. A syringe full of Novocaine. Went to go and put in Big Swole. Big Swole reversed it into Brits. Swole got the revenge, knocked out Britt Baker with a mask full of laughing gas. What's your opinions on this match? I'll tell mine after.
I wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
It should have. I thought it shouldn't have opened.
It should have been on the main show, the pre-show.
Yeah, it was meant to be a comedy match, but I don't know. I feel like it fell flat. Oh, I don't want to be too harsh. I wanted it to be good, like I really did.
Like this feud, right?
It just the thing is, I think they would have had a match, but like Britt Baker's knee isn't ready, so they did this.
Yeah. Which is probably true.
Even so, yeah.
I think the one problem you've got, it's not a problem, but this feud has been great on TV. Every week there's been something a bit different, a bit entertaining. And you know what? It probably should have been. They either should have delayed it so Britt could wrestle a proper match, or put it on the pre-show and have a false ending, so that the feud extends. Or maybe Swole picks up a cheeky win, like Reba distracts Britt by accident. Britt's got an excuse of how she was distracted. It wasn't a proper match. Same with Big Swole or something. And let the feud continue. But just because it was in this kind of match, not a fan. Not a fan indeed. The Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express, very good match. We had the awful spot where it's like Matt hits his Germans, and then he goes to basically like suplex him over the top rope, and then he follows him over. But obviously, when you're doing it to Jungle Boy, who isn't the lightest, Jungle Boy goes over, but he can't bring Matt over with him. So they're both there just holding each other's neck, bouncing on the top rope, which just looked horrible. Like, didn't look pleasant at all. But I did really enjoy
that suplex spot was really ugly.
Mm-hmm. Both wrestlers.
Yeah, they all work together fine. Great.
I'm a fan of Young Bucks embracing the heel side. Comes into later.
Yeah, this match though was where my problems with the show started. Way too many near falls.
It's AEW's, isn't it? They always have.
I don't know whether it's AEW, but no one. I don't mind a near fall, but no one was reacting to them in the crowd. It was just silent. And I know it was like 90 degrees or whatever that is in UK heat.
I hope they fix it. I think that's the one problem that the show with.
I know everyone was tired and shattered and just warm, but yeah, it was the story of this match. I just felt there were way too many near falls and kickouts, but not enough drama surrounding them. But look, it's AEW in it, so what was I really expecting?
True. I think for me, since the first year of AEW, I hope they realise that they don't need to put on these super long shows. I know it's their biggest show, but
yeah, less is more.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Perfect saying. Yeah, we had the Casino Battle Royale. Just scrolling through. I just don't want to think. The final group came out. We'll go through the final group, and it was Sean Spears, Eddie Kingston, The Butcher, Sonny Kiss, and Lance Archer. Sonny Kiss eliminated Jake Hager. Brian Cage knocked out Sonny Kiss after that. Archer eliminated Trenton Ortiz. Matt Sydal drew the Joker card. And you know what? It was probably a very good Joker. A lot of people were expecting, I think, more. But you know what? Matt Sydal's a good one. People know the name. People know of Evan Bourne.
He's jumping knee strike on Sean Spears on the top of the ramp. But whoa.
Yeah. And then he comes in the ring. He knocks down Hobbs, who had a great showing, by the way.
Yeah.
In that match. I'll talk about him after. And Sydal gets up on the top rope and he slips. It's probably your worst fears when you're a high flyer. He slips on the top rope, and I chuckled at first, and then he falls, and he just does a proper horrible landing. And he's fine and stuff, and he carries on with the match. Like, Hobbs literally rolls over to him as soon as he falls to check on him. But imagine your AEW debut and you fall.
Yeah, he doesn't seem too bothered, to be fair.
No, he just went. I think he joked out on
it happens.
Yeah.
But it was unfortunate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And if you look, I watched a video on Twitter of someone like filming it from the crowd, and the amount of like smoke that comes out for his entrance absolutely clouds like him in the ring. And I just think, of course, there's going to be so much like moisture on the turnbuckle.
Yeah, I think especially when the arena's so hot as well.
Yeah,
I think they'll just have to start installing fans. They're a rich company; they'll be able to do it.
Yeah, summer needs to be. Well, no, it doesn't need to be fixed. You just don't have a 3.5-hour show where people get tired. But in terms of the moisture thing, yes, it was very unfortunate.
These things happen in wrestling, don't it? Darby Allin eliminated Ricky Starks quite shockingly. But Brian Cage pulled a body bag into the ring, given to him by Ricky Starks. The bag had Darby Allin's name stenciled on it. Cage put a bunch of thumbtacks into it, puts Darby in it, picks him up, power bombs him out of the ring, eliminates him onto the ramp in an absolutely horrible spot. I hate the body bag spot from Darby Allin, which I'm supposed to, because you don't know how he's landing.
Yeah.
But really love the spot. I love a good body. I do love the body bag spot, even though I hate it. So one of them.
I saw that body bag spot, and I thought that didn't look like the greatest landing. But then I thought, well, it's Darby Allin, isn't it? So like,
it doesn't really matter. He'll be fine.
I basically consider him invincible at this point. But it wasn't a great landing at all.
Yeah. Sydal stomps Spears and pushed him off the apron to the arena floor. Will Hobbs, what a shit. So I'm guessing, is he only been on AEW Dark?
Yeah.
So I hadn't heard of him because I don't really watch Dark, I'll be honest. Jesus Christ, he was entertaining. Innit?
Yeah, he's good, isn't
very good. Yeah. And I like this, using someone who hasn't really been on the show and giving him an incredible showing.
He's one of the standouts on Dark.
Yeah, really enjoyed him. Because Hobbs nearly eliminates Brian Cage. They're both on the apron. Archer comes over and knocks him over. Butcher hits a crossbody on Archer. Sydal then eliminates Butcher with a head scissors. Archer drops Sydal with the blackout. And then he goes to the final practice finish. Eddie Kingston and Archer brawled on the apron of the ring. Jake Roberts distracted Eddie Kingston with his canvas bag containing the snake, where a snake was definitely not in it, because Jake starts swinging the bag. And I think Peter...
Yeah, Jake just started covering him with his snake.
Yeah. Lance Archer chucked Eddie Kingston to the floor. Lance Archer wins. He gets a shot either Moxley or MJF. I think this giveaway the main event for me, unfortunately.
So we'll take that.
I think if a face won, he's going up against MJF. If a heel won, he's going up against Moxley. So
I mean, that's typical wrestling logic, and yeah, you do it. Obviously, you do think, well, it would make more sense for Mox to win, but I don't know. I didn't consider that the main event result like spoiled.
Yeah, okay. The Broken Rules match is a big talking point today, this week. Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara feud's been incredible, really good so far. Both wrestlers have been given it all. So it starts off Hardy's on the football field and told Sammy to come out, face his deletion. Sammy was in a golf cart, tried to run down Hardy. The golf cart crashes. Hardy DDT Sammy onto the table. They get onto him like a scissor lift, cherry picker. Fair enough. He lifted the lift up, and there was a bunch of tables and everything below. But fair enough. Nice little cheeky table spot. We've seen it happen before. Sammy pushes Hardy off and follows him, but Hardy misses the table. His back hits the table. Well, his ass hits the table, but his head and his back hit the concrete, and it was horrible. And this is where the pay-per-view went down for me, because it was such a horrible.
It was. I mean, I'd already seen it before I watched the show, but I didn't think it was going to come that early in the match. Wow.
I don't think it was perfect. That's why.
It was grim.
It's just the fact that he missed the table. It's the balance of his head.
And then the fact, it got called, and then it started again, and then you've got like maybe, depending on who you want to believe, Rebby Stye or Tony Khan, a concussed Matt Hardy climbing up the scaffolding.
Mental. Yeah, so they're both down. Aubrey Edwards checks on both. Matt Hardy tries to get up and he's just stumbling. Aubrey Edwards throws up the X. And the Dr. Samson comes over and checks on him. And we know after that the match was paused and stuff, Tony Khan paused it. And then after the doctor checked over and said there were no concussion, which I think was either the best ever call in terms of he's managed to spot that there isn't a concussion, or it could be the worst ever call, because that's extremely bad if you don't. But the match goes on. Sammy Guevara looks like he's going to come out to a ring to cut a promo, maybe talk. I thought this was a last minute. I thought this was like on the fly, and Sammy was walking over, and then he's told that Matt's fine. So I thought maybe Sammy was going to come out and cut a promo on how look how easy he dispatched Hardy. But no, him and Hardy brawl onto the what's it called, the scaffolding. Start climbing up it. Hardy pushes Sammy Guevara off the scaffolding, probably nearly 40 foot, 50 foot in the air, off onto the stage. Sammy goes through it, and then it's more after the pay-per-view. AEW tweeted the Brian Alvarez tweeted the Matt's being taken to the hospital to be checked up. And then you had two different tweets. So Revy Sky came out at one point and was just tweeting saying Matt's got a concussion. It's 1,000% a concussion. He's still in the hospital. And a day later, Tony Khan tweeted, Matt is still in the hospital, but we've been told it's not a concussion, and he's fine. He'll be home soon. So I don't know what to think.
It was. No, I don't know what to think. I'd feel more inclined to believe Rebby, I think.
Just considering his wife.
Yeah, and regardless of whether he was concussed or not, don't take the risk. Just call the match off. Yeah, it left a sour taste for the rest of the show, really.
Yeah, and unfortunately for me, Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida match really didn't. I didn't tune into it after this because I was like, I don't want to watch a rest.
The match of the night.
Well, I was thinking, you're lucky you watch it the day after. I can rarely watch wrestling the day after, like a full show. I can watch highlights of matches and stuff and certain matches, but I have to watch them live. If I'm not invested in the feud. And I was so tired at this point that I went to sleep and I came back for the tag team matches. If you want to talk through these two matches, Thunder Rosa.
All right, yeah, I'll wait. It were a good match. Thunder Rosa impressed. It went for quite a while. There were a couple of risky sort of spots again where I think Thunder Rosa nearly smashed her head on the ring stairs, but I can't actually remember. It was all a blur. And then the Thunder Rosa I don't think was ever really going to win. Shida got the win with, I think it was a Falcon Arrow. No, it was a running knee. But it's important to say that Thunder Rosa kicked out of a Falcon Arrow at 1. It was okay. It was fine. I think most people were still focusing on the Matt Hardy incident.
Yeah, definitely Matt Hardy thing took away from a lot of the pay-per-view.
Then we got Matt Cardona versus Matt Cardona and Scorpio Sky, and is it Natural Nightmares? Yeah, versus Dark Order. Yeah. Matt Cardona is just Zack Ryder with a different name, isn't it?
Yes, and a bit more gritty.
Is he? Is he though?
A little bit.
He's got the same attire, the same moveset. He's too WWE.
Yeah. I think he needs to do the indies and reinvent himself rather than going straight. I mean, I know AEW is more indie than WWE, but I really do think he needed that.
Yeah, he's a shame. I really like Zack Ryder, but he needs something different.
Yeah. Oh, we also had
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
We had JR being a creepy man.
Oh yeah, he said something. He hopes Anna had a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
Come on, Jim.
Stop, just Jim.
I think it's time to go for Jim.
Yeah, I think it's Claude. It's time to go. I think the thing is, put Excalibur, Tony, and Taz on commentary.
Yeah, and have JR do some like YouTube stuff because he's really good when they do like the post show on YouTube.
Or give JR a main event or something. I know that'll be unfair on the three thingy, but say and now for our special commentator be JR, and then JR can watch all the promo going up to this match.
I think a problem though was that it was like he just says random things though that are like back in my day that move was called the whatever, and it's like
thank you, JR.
Well, it's not your day. It's not called that anymore. So
yeah.
Come on, Jim.
And I don't say he's lost it, but he's really not there. Jesus Christ, we've gone 27 minutes so far. Next week, Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford, they're getting married. Ford showed off her engagement ring. Sabian said needed a best man first, and he's going to announce who he selected on Dynamite. Who is it? Is it a new debut?
I don't know. Oh, don't they have a dog?
They do have a dog. Very cute dog.
Yeah, it might be that. Might be the dog.
Might be the dog.
But he's got to be very handsome. So
yeah. Just the dog in a suit. Hangman Page and Kenny Omega versus FTR. Great match. It did go on for a while. Went on for a while. Yeah, it went very long.
I was bored.
Yeah, but for me, I like the ending. So the ending basically came. Kenny hit the V trigger on Hangman by accident, completely by accident. Hangman's down. Kenny's thrown out the ring. FTR hit the assisted spike pile drive, the Mindbreaker it's called on Page. Kenny makes a save, but immediately FTR straight back up, attack Hangman, throw Kenny out the ring, hit the Mindbreaker again, cover Hangman, and then I think it's Dax. No, it's Cash, who just holds Kenny off, pushes Kenny back off the ring apron, pick up the win. FTR New Tag Team Champions, great. Good for them. It's more after the match. So after the match, Hangman's absolutely dead in the ring, and Kenny's he's ripped off the signage off the chair. He's got the steel steps. He's teasing, hitting him, and he throws it on the thing and like, oh, okay, we're keeping this going. And then Hangman finally gets to his feet. He goes to rest on Kenny, and Kenny just moves out of the way. Hangman just hits the deck. Kenny leaves, looks very angry. Hangman's all by himself. And the camera sticks on Kenny as he's leaving, going backstage, and you see the Young Bucks, and he's talking to. But one problem with this, I think the camera didn't pick up the audio well, so I couldn't hear what he was saying until he got outside. The Young Bucks following him. Kenny gets into a car, and he goes, "I'll get this. I think you should do it. Come with me." Blah blah blah. And basically, I think Jai went, and Kenny's given the Young Bucks an ultimatum. Now this will be very interesting where they're going with this. I sure Sam's like, I was talking to Simon, right, as if he was like here. Realised he's not even here. Does he need another invite? I'll send him another invite, but yeah. Very enjoyed it. Enjoyed it quite a bit. I am a Hangman fan. So obviously, my I'm clouded judgment, just because I think he's very good at what he does. But I'm interested where this goes. I'm tuning into Dynamite for this, which is what a show should do. Then we got Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy and Mimosa Mayhem. So on the two sides of the ring, there was a vats of 8-gallon vats of mimosa. A normal match until Jericho gets up on the top apron. Cassidy hits one Superman punch. He hits another Superman punch, and Jericho just flings himself into the mimosa. Hopefully, it's the end of the feud. I remember Simon saying Chris Jericho's confirmed that it is. But yeah, interesting. Now, John Moxley versus MJF. MJF is money in it. He's absolute money. He really is the biggest star in AEW. And as referee this finish, Wardlow tossed MJF the Dynamite ring. Diamond ring from his pocket, back from MJF, who bungled the catch. Mox impaled MJF with a paradigm shift while the referee was distracted by Wardlow. Mox pinned MJF. A great match in between. This really now is what is going to happen with MJF and Wardlow. Is Wardlow going to get annoyed of MJF berating him, and which will happen, and saying it was his reason when all Wardlow did was it was MJF's fault, he bundled the catch, he completely fumbled it. Interesting to see where this goes. Don't know what Mox has obviously got Lance Archer, but then does Archer win? I think Mox has really hadn't had the best times as a champ. I don't think no memorable feuds apart from this one. For me, it's all about MJF, and then obviously, so then on Dynamite you've got Cody, you've got you might have Cody returning because you haven't heard from him in a while. You've got a lot of people returning on Dynamite, not returning, but Dynamite's very left open ended. What were your thoughts on the main event?
I don't know because my internet on my computer's completely crashed. I'm doing this on my phone. So,
God.
What was the main event? It was MJF Moxley.
MJF Moxley.
MJF's got his intro back. Fantastic. The music for the video package was Eric Young's Impact theme. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the match were good, wasn't it? If you get it outside the ring, Moxley's on top because he's a brawler, but if you get it inside the ring, MJF's on top.
Yeah.
So that were cool. And then there were a few near falls here and there. And then, have you already called the match?
I haven't called the match. I've just talked about the ending.
All right, okay. Oh yeah, and then is it Wardlow throws the ring in? It lands between the two of them. Referee tells Wardlow to get down off the apron, paradigm shift, win.
Yeah, I like this because I think it gives MJF something to do after blaming Wardlow and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it furthers the story, doesn't it? So
it's the one thing I always like to ask after a big pay-per-view. Where do the two wrestlers go in terms of storylines?
MJF and Wardlow.
Yeah, MJF and Wardlow. Well, MJF and Moxley. Obviously, Moxley's got Lance Archer.
Moxley's got Archer, and I don't know whether MJF will turn on Wardlow or whether we'll proper slow burn it. I don't know.
Yeah,
but at least there's intrigue going into it.
Yeah, I think Dynamite's going to be an interesting one. You might get a Cody return, maybe a new debut with the Kip Sabian stuff. And then you've got Moxley, Archer, MJF possibly teasing a breakup with Wardlow. But at the end of the day, all out too long. Extremely too long.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story. I've not got many pictures in my camera roll, and quite a lot of them are just Don Robbie memes.
Is it something the dub so big at the cricket?
Hang on. Yeah, it's something to do with that.
Some of the worst memes, football memes out
chilling
there.
At the cricket, but I can still see that huge dub boss.
Fuck's sake.
It's my turn now, isn't it? Impact grades.
Yep. Go on then.
From one extreme to the other. Right, I need to fire them up. So yeah, Impact this week. I think it was the first show back that wasn't Emergence. We had a world title match in the main event.
Nice.
Do you know how the main event went?
No, I don't know anything about Impact. I sort of saved myself.
No. Fair enough.
For you.
4th of August. It's not August, it's September. Oh, I'm struggling to find the grades here. Basically, what happened on Impact this week was we had it was the final episode of Wrestle House, which was quite sad. But we had, we had the swingman dressing up as Crazy Steve. So right, I've got it here. Okay, we started the show with Sami Callihan versus Rob Van Dam with Katie Forbes. The story is that is Rob Van Dam near retirement because he can't do much anymore, and Katie Forbes is.
Hello, I think he's lagging out. Yeah, it's lagged out. It's what you get when you're working on your phone, unfortunately. Technology issues, hopefully. There we go, he's back. Boom.
I'm back. Yeah.
Back.
Yeah, Katie Forbes is there. She does Katie Forbes things. Sami Callihan wins. It was all right. I'm not particularly keen on the whole RVD thing, but sure, whatever. Wrestle House.
Go on.
Rosemary versus Taya Valkyrie. And the winner gets Johnny Bravo or something. So yeah, it starts with Johnny Swinger, who dresses up as Crazy Steve, but everyone in Wrestle House has to promise that they won't make fun of him when he comes out. And yeah, and then people start laughing. From there, there's a fight between the Dinas and Triple XL because Triple XL have lost their beer or something.
Who's Triple XL?
Larry D and AC Romero, and they weigh like 700 pounds between.
Okay, right, yeah. I know AC Romero. That's fine. Still here? Is it another technology issue? It is. I think next week we might be able to be back in the studio. If we are, big dubs, we won't have to worry about technology issues and get to see our lovely faces again. Simon's still not here.
Have I logged out again?
There you go. Now you're back. Yeah.
Right. Right. We'll keep going. I'll stick at it. Cousin Jake takes off on a 100-yard run at Larry D. But the joke is that he can't get 100 yards because he's so blown up. I think Cousin Jake looks like he's going to pull the TV off the wall and use it as a weapon. But then Tommy Dreamer comes in and says, "Don't throw the TV. How will we watch Impact on Access TV on Tuesday nights at 8/7 Central?" And they both smile to the camera. Cousin Jake goes, "Yeah, that's a good point," and then leaves the TV. Susie walks in, they do some stuff, and then we have the Rosemary Taya Valkyrie match with Johnny Bravo as the special referee. Taya Valkyrie wins, and it's revealed that Crazy Steve took the Dina's beer.
Oh, Crazy Steve!
We go back to the ring for Rhino versus Reno Scum in a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Yep. Rhino and Heath versus Reno Scum Rhino versus Reno Scum in a 2-1 handicap match. He has lagged out again. We might have
actually?
There we go. You're back again.
Right. Okay. Right. I'm gonna try and work around it. I don't know how.
Go through it quick.
Yeah. Right. Heath is dressed up as a cameraman and helps Rhino get the win.
Yes,
the Rascals versus Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. How did this one go? I can't remember. We'll move on. Deonna Purrazzo's black tie affair. I don't know what a black tie affair is, but basically, this is where the whole of Wrestle House, they teleported into the ring.
Okay, of course.
As silly as that sounds. So yeah, Tenille Dashwood comes out, says Deonna Purrazzo's never beaten her, and then Jordan Grace and Purrazzo get in an argument, and the cast of Wrestle House magically appear in the ring. And Smiley Kylie Rae stands tall with the title because she's the number one contender.
I like that.
I don't know
I
either.
like Kyler
The main event, Eddie Edwards versus Eric Young for the Impact title. This was really good. It was 20 minutes of just back and forth, good main event action, and Eric Young got the win with the pile driver. So Eric Young is now the Impact World Champion.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it was enjoyable. I'd seek it out if needs be.
Yeah.
So yeah,
like
that was Impact. What happened on 205 and main event this week? I'm not sure it matters because I've got pretty bad internet at the moment. So, it was Ricochet versus Ali, wasn't it?
It was. I've
I
just
don't
seen
know how
that
that went.
Ali's on main event again this week. I
Right.
saw on his Twitter, which is mental. Poor Ali. What does he have to do?
I don't know. I don't know. At least he's not like, I don't know. I'm going to say at least he's not Akam and Razor and he's actually got a job, but I guess that shouldn't be the benchmark.
What are your thoughts on Akam and Razor being fired?
Surprising, but I think Vince sees them as injury prone. But then again, Razor, maybe like Razor had like a setback, with his latest injury.
Yeah.
And he was like, right, that's the final straw. You're out. But I don't know. They'll go off and be like big beefy men in like probably real sports, maybe. I don't know. They've both got legitimate background, haven't they?
The
Either that or they show up.
My only thought maybe New Japan, do you know we had War Raiders as these big guys, but they were flippy. Maybe have the AOP as these big guys who dominate. I could see them as a tag team in Bullet Club,
So long as it's not AEW.
No, I don't think they should go there.
The last thing they need is another tag team. I'd say Impact, but I don't know.
Maybe we'll wait and see with AOP, but we'll move on to NXT Super Tuesday. Have you watched it this week? We don't know, but we'll carry on. Isaiah Swerve Scott and Breezango defeating Legado del Fantasma. He has watched it. There we go.
Yes.
In the street, 6-man street fight, very good match. Really like this. Imperium do come out and attack. What are they called? Fandango and Breezango. How did I forget the name? The Legado del Fantasma and Imperium were taken out by Swerve Scott and Fandango, who ascended the forklift, jumping off. This was for Swerve Scott. Jumps off the forklift onto the foes with a gravity-defying leap. Lovely little spot. After Swerve picks up the win, when he actually pins Santos Escobar. So Breezango have got the other two lads outside the ring and beating them up and holding them down. Meanwhile, in the ring, Swerve Scott pins Santos Escobar with a JML driver, which I've liked very much. Great result. Really good match. I think
it was fun, wasn't it? But why was there a forklift?
Why was there a forklift? It's mental and it's NXT. They're wacky. Yeah. But one thing I did like with this show is they didn't overdo it in matches, if that makes sense. In terms of, we had that big hour match going in. So on the first hour, there was 3 matches, but we had then Candice LeRae defeating Casey Catanzaro, which wasn't I think it was a 4-minute match, maybe. I don't think it was long. Great run for Candice LeRae. It's all to do with her friendship with Tegan Knox. I think we're getting LeRae Knox the next feud, which I'm all for. Being an incredible match for that. When we get to
I'm looking forward to Tegan Knox going to the Gargano house this week.
I like the Gargano. The Gargano house is something stupid, but it works. Timothy Thatcher defeated Bronson Reed. It's more after the match, so Bronson Reed, not during the match. Bronson Reed's outside the ring. Who comes out and attacks him? It's Austin Theory. We knew it were happening. Theory attacks him, throws him back in the ring. Thatcher could pick up the win. Next week, it's Bronson Reed versus Austin Theory.
Bronson Reed's going to destroy him, unfortunately.
He is. Which I'm all for. But the main event is a big one. Adam Cole versus Finn Balor versus Johnny Gargano versus Tommy Champs. So the first fall came for Finn Balor, where he hits a coup de grace on Adam Cole. And this was just about nearly halfway in. So we had a half an hour of no points for anyone, and then they started coming. Johnny Gargano then picks the second fall, stealing. So Ciampa hits the Willow's Bell, fairy tale ending. Gargano sneaks in and pins Balor, takes Ciampa's pinfall. Then Adam Cole hits Gargano with the Panama Sunrise, picks up the pinfall victory. So there's only one man that didn't have it was Ciampa, but he does get it, hit the fairy tale ending on Adam Cole. All 1-1 as we've got, I think, 10 minutes left. We haven't got long left. Then Ciampa hit the second rope air raid crash on Gargano, and he doesn't have time to cover his. Balor jumps off the top rope, hit a coup de grace, pins him with 20 seconds left, pins him, and then you see the clock going down. You're like, well, you know this is going to end. It's either someone's not going to get the pin in time, or it's going to be 3-2-1. They get the pin, and it's a draw. And that's what happened. Adam Cole hit Finn Balor's just pins him. He sits up. Adam Cole hits the last shot out of nowhere. And then you see the time, and something Adam Cole does well is, I'm guessing he knows how long the pinfall is going to take. He looks at the time and he sees that if he covers now, it's going to end with 2 seconds left. So he does the thing where he goes to roll him over with his head. And then when he sees it hit like 5 seconds, he properly rolls him over. 1, 2, 3. As the thing ended 1-1, 2-2, a draw for Adam Cole and Finn Balor. So after the match, Cole and Balor are barking at each other. Well, who deserves the win? Balor was saying, "Well, I got the pinfall first." Cole said, "Well, I still equalised." William Regal came out and announced that Adam Cole and Finn Balor will face off at next week on NXT Super Tuesday 2 to determine a definitive NXT champion. Really enjoyed this match.
Yeah, it was. Knowing that there weren't any falls for like ages made watching the first half an hour kind of redundant. But it was the timing on the finish that was spot on, wasn't it? You can be. I don't know whether. I don't think you can be too annoyed at the fact they wanted a definitive finish because it's TV storytelling. Like that's what it is. You've not gone out and specifically bought a pay-per-view, so I thought it was quite good. And I really don't know who wins.
Because people would have stayed in for that half, for the first, and then they realised, well, I'll at least stay till there's one pinfall, and then you're half an hour in, you're invested. Really liked it. We will move on to NXT Friday Night SmackDown. So starts off with Roman Reigns coming out with Paul Heyman. He made it clear that the Blue Brand is his island. Heyman explained that he's here to make sure that the big dog is treated like the star he is. Paul Heyman is his special counsel. Fair enough. Heavy Machinery defeated The Miz and John Morrison, but it was all to do after the match. Jomo, he robbed the bloody briefcase, thinking apparently that's how he gets a title shot, even though the contract would be in Otis's name. But we ignore that. Go on.
I said just when I thought they might have been starting to take Otis and the Money in the Bank briefcase seriously, I think this for me was the final nail in that coffin.
Yeah, I never thought he was. Unfortunately, I never thought he was going to be taken seriously.
But why did he win?
Because it was a moment, and think about when he won. Everyone was excited, weren't they?
Yeah, because you presume that they had a plan.
You presume that WWE had a plan?
For Money in the Bank winners, yes.
Yeah.
And even if they don't have a plan, I expect them to just make them serious, keep them ticking over.
Yeah, no, that was never going to happen with Otis. I know I'm not the biggest fan, but Jomo steals the briefcase, and then we get a little backstage segment where he opens it up, and there's not a contract there. What? Otis has put the contract in his Money in the Bank lunchbox. Because of course he has. It's Otis.
Why was there a stapler in John Morrison's?
I don't know. Is Otis... I don't... in fairness, I'm not a fan of Otis anyway, so... Yeah.
I'd have thought you would have been. You liked Otis at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was in WrestleMania when it didn't mean something. He's owns the money, and I'm such a big fan of Money in the Bank. So when I see a man who I don't think he has got no real threat.
With hindsight, you'd have given it to Alistair Black, wouldn't you?
Like you look who the champion was at the time, Braun Strowman. If Otis ran out and cashed in Braun, I couldn't care less. The Fiend couldn't care less. Roman couldn't care less even more. For Otis to win it has to be off someone who really has got no investment. But who is that? Who's already won the belt before? Maybe Braun now. Let's say who's won the belt before that Otis can pin. But it feel weird if they win the main belt.
I don't know. I think whoever Otis pins, it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Otis is going to pin. I think there's no way Otis wins. No. Surely not.
I think he loses and Money in the Bank briefcase match or something. In terms of like he loses the briefcase for the opportunity. Yeah, but it's Otis.
He's not done that for years.
Cena Sandow.
No idea. I honestly hope that they just. I don't know. Would it be funny if they just let it expire?
Yeah. No, because then
does he cash in for the wrong brief? Does he cash in for the wrong briefcase?
I think maybe he does it on the final day that it's possible, like the day before SummerSlam, like the SmackDown, not SummerSlam, Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Like the SmackDown before it.
Yeah,
or maybe during Money in the Bank.
I think I've got a connection back on my laptop, so I should be back to normal in a few minutes.
Oh, that's fine. You've actually been all right now.
Yeah, it's whenever I go. It's whenever I go off Chrome and onto like a background app is when I lag out. Okay. I've realised, so I've just been staying on. Yeah.
Sheamus smashed Big E through a windshield. So at the top for the show was announced the fatal four-way for who would face Roman Reigns at Clash of Champions. It was Jey Uso. No, it weren't. It was Big E, Sheamus. Who were the four announced?
Big E, Sheamus, Jey. No.
It was Big E, Sheamus, Corbin, and Riddle.
Yeah. Yes, because Riddle took the pin at the end.
Yeah. But this was because Big E was backstage. Sheamus Big E was celebrating Woods' birthday. Cake in hand. Big E was ready to greet Woods as he entered the Thunderdome. Woods was actually there because of he was on talking smack, but it was Sheamus who ambushed him. Hits a white noise into the windshield, and Big E goes clattering through it. He's taken to a local medical facility. He's out of the match. We've got two Simons. Get in there. Right, I'm going to remove that. Add that. There we go.
Out goes Don Robbie, in comes the swing man.
I mean, two pillars of the wrestling community. Don Robbie and the swing man.
Right, yeah. Oh, back in the game. That's better.
There we go. Easy. Boom. Yeah, hits the one. I think this is perfect. It delays his singles push, but he's just got a little bit more sympathy when he returns, which will probably be this week. There'll be a bit more hype around it.
Is Big E going to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, as everyone is speculating?
Win the Rumble.
And why is it not going to happen?
I think he's going to win the Rumble. I really do.
Yeah.
Imagine the pot. I think WWE finally realised how good the New Day are. They've known they are good for PR and stuff. I think they finally clicked at how over every member is. Obviously, it does go Woods, Big E, Kofi. I think it maybe goes Big E over Kofi now, not Kofi at the moment. I think Big E wins the Rumble. But then from Rumble to Thingy to WrestleMania, he's nowhere near the thing in terms of he just can't pick up. He doesn't pick up a win for like the first 2 months, and everyone's like, "Look, he's a joke. He ain't got a win." Then in that month, WrestleMania, he goes on like an unbeaten streak of 4 things. But it's like, well, he went 2 months unbeaten, shortless in the back of his head. That's in Big E's head. That might be in the New Day's head. And then at WrestleMania, maybe it's not Roman. Whoever has the belt, I think anyone can have the belt and hit Big E winning big. I think it has to be someone who's probably above him in stature. But just imagine the moment when he just picks him up, big ending, 1, 2, 3, after winning the Rumble. Then Woods can. I've already talked about what I want to happen. Then Woods has a 3-year arc, 2-year arc. where he maybe wins Money in the Bank because that fits him quite a lot, or maybe King of the Ring, and his thing is because I know he wants to win it, and he goes.
Sorry, I'll carry on.
No, go on.
I know it's early days, but I'm just looking at Sky Bet now, and Big E's been installed as the favourite to win the Rumble.
Yeah, that's where it all comes from.
And second favourite, they've got Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why would he be in the Rumble? What?
Because he might not be the title holder by then.
Oh, he will be.
He will be, but.
Then it's Keith Lee, Edge, AJ Styles, and then everyone else is a bit further adrift.
Yeah.
I could see it being either Big E, Keith Lee, or Edge.
I'm all for
and then right at the bottom, at 200. Right, okay. So the fourth furthest adrift, 250 to 1, Vince. At 200 to 1, you've got ex-Norwich City striker Grant Holt, who I'm sure will be familiar to all
the American fans. Yeah.
Tajiri.
He's 200 to 1. Put whack a quid on that.
150 to 1 Tajiri. And the other 150 to 1 shot, Mason Ryan.
You know what? Whack a quid on all 4 of them.
No
You've
idea
got to shout.
Mason Ryan. And then
I love the Sky Bet odds.
Everyone beyond that is pretty normal, like Montez Ford and stuff. You know,
well, I know that they don't do big odds for them, just because they'll never happen. So people are never. If it's 100 to 1, people might think, "I'll whack a quid on you, because that's 100 quid." But when it's, I don't know.
Big E's an interesting one though.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be the
well. Quickly, have you seen? I'll have a look at that as well. Have you seen the pay-per-view schedule?
Clash of Champions, Hell in a Cell, Survivor Series?
Yeah, but they're not doing a Saudi pay-per-view.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to.
No,
as much as I know it's Vince and Saudi.
There's no October pay-per-view either, but there's 2 in November.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Got Hell in a Cell on the 1st, and then Survivor Series in the 25th or something, and then it goes TLC.
There's a big enough gap between them.
Overwhelming favourite for the Women's Rumble, Sasha Banks.
Yeah, especially after SmackDown. We'll talk about it in a sec.
And then it goes Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Rhea Ripley, and then everyone else is quite far adrift.
Yep.
And your long shots. Your long shot is Stephanie McMahon, Zelina Vega, and Xia Li.
Zelina Vega, is that load? I know that, obviously.
But you can back Sarah Logan at 66 to 1.
Unless she's not with the company.
Deonna Purrazzo at 80 to 1.
Not with the company.
And Kairi Sane at 25 to 1.
Possibly. If you're going to do outside shots, Kairi's probably the most likely, just because she's got good relationships with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to SmackDown though. The Women's Tag Team Champions Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax defeated Sasha Banks and Bayley. Who cares? It's after the match, which is a big thing. Sasha Banks is brutalized. She's in pain. She crawls out the ring. She's just on the apron. Bayley goes with her. And boosh, big stomp to the head of Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks has been absolutely demolished by Bayley. We got the turn, and I didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming either, but I'm happy it's happened.
Sorry, I saw the turn, but I didn't see SmackDown.
It did feel a bit random.
Yeah, but I suppose that's what you want. Bayley all of a sudden has just snapped.
Yeah, I guess. Who were you expecting to snap?
Bayley, but I didn't know when.
All right, okay. I didn't really know, but I thought we were going to get a proper heel Sasha Banks, but I do prefer her as a face.
I think Bayley's incredible as a heel.
Who would have thought it?
Who would have thought? Probably, if you look back in like 2015, 2014 and said that, oh yeah, Bayley's going to be your best heel woman, you'd laugh. You would absolutely laugh, but she's done well. She does the steel chair around the neck thing, and that's how that segment ends. And Jesus, all for it. See where this goes. Alexa and Nikki Cross backstage made up. Friends again. I don't think that's going to last for long. Because if you've seen, look in the background, Mr. Rabbit is there. I don't know if you've seen this.
Yes, I saw it on Twitter. Like, I was not watching in anywhere near enough detail.
Nah, Rambling Rabbits.
It's
Let's Nikki backstage, talk about the Fiend and stuff, and Rambling Rabbits backstage, just behind one of the crates, poking his head up. The Intercontinental Champion picture intensifies. Although Jeff Hardy won the Intercontinental Championship 2 weeks ago from AJ Styles, the title picture is anything else but clear. Sami Zayn once again arrived on SmackDown with his own title, claiming to be the true champion, while Styles showed up saying he has the uncrowned champion. It didn't take long physicality to ensure as Hardy dropped Styles with a twist of fate, but he found himself on the receiving end of a haluva kick from Zayn. Triple threat at this pay-per-view, thinking.
Yeah, it's probably quite likely. Sami Zayn ain't winning.
You think?
No, I know. I think Sami Zayn's gonna, just sort of fade away into obscurity.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Because he's so good and he's so funny, but I can just see like him and Vince. I just imagine they see completely eye to eye on almost, not eye to eye, like opposites on almost everything.
Yeah, for sure.
I think this is just to bring him back, and then I think he'll be in Kevin Owens' territory, just getting beat up by Dabicator.
Yeah,
or something nondescript. Like
Main event time. Jey Uso was added to the match, and he beats King Corbin Sheamus and pins Matt Riddle to win a Universal title match. So backstage, we had a little thing of Uso and Jey and Roman talking, and Jey's like, "Let's have a steak or something." And then obviously with Big E out of action, Jey Uso took the final place. And I think people just says, he's his cousin, nice little replacement in the match. And then, Jesus Christ, you know what? I saw people complaining. I don't think Riddle should have got pinned. I think it should have been Corbin.
It was a effective pin though, wasn't it? Because Riddle did have the win. And the spot that it was perfectly timed.
It was. And what's your opinions on? So Jey Uso picks up the win, frog splash on Riddle. He's got a Universal title opportunity against his cousin. I saw people like, "Oh, he's obviously not going to win." Yeah, that's the whole point, though. It makes Roman look even as a worse heel when he's beating up his cousin.
It needs to be like a brutal, just like demolition.
I want it to be Uso hits a super kick off the start, and then that switches Roman, and he hits a spear immediately, doesn't cover him, and just absolutely decimates his cousin. This is what I think most people. I'm guessing the odds for Uso to win are very, very high.
I don't think they'll have brought them out yet, but it's probably the longest shot that you're gonna have for a major title in a long, long time. Maybe like
imagine if he won.
I don't know. I reckon Miz and Morrison to beat Braun Strowman were quite long.
Yeah. Imagine if he won. Like a roll up or something.
I
don't see it, I really don't.
Wins by roll up and then at Hell in a Cell or Survivor Series, that's when Roman killed him off, but he shouldn't lose in the first place.
No.
He should just clobber him from the off. Well, I am looking forward to that match because there's intrigue.
Yeah, very intriguing. Decent, very, very good episode of SmackDown this week. Really like
that. There were quite a bit. There were a bit more going on than normal.
Really big fan of it. Really big fan. We're going to Monday Night Raw though, so we're an hour and 3 minutes in. Here we go. Show opened up. Drew McIntyre drove an ambulance. I saw a perfect tweet. WWE have bought an ambulance and they're making the most use of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because
what a terrible place to work.
Yeah, but anyway, Randy comes out, cuts a promo. Ambulance comes out, and Drew hits a Claymore. Just hits a Claymore on him.
It's just the sheer number of people who have gone away in an ambulance over the last few weeks. They need more Adam Pearce.
Yeah, just get Adam Pearce going. Why have we got so many thingies? Sorry, I'm just trying. There we go. I was trying to find because the match comes up next. Oh, it's in. Oh, okay.
Are you looking at the Ivar thing or something?
Yeah. I haven't seen it, and I've just seen it.
It's a stinger, which can be really bad. Which is strange because it looks like a proper
cervical injury.
Yeah, it looks like a nothing suicide dive, doesn't it?
Yeah, he just says, Ivas has a cervical injury and a Viking dive to the floor. As a precaution, Ivas was transported to a local hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. But yeah, not now. He threw up the extra afterwards, so he must have felt something.
Yeah, there's no house shows at the moment. There is a lot of people on the shelf.
There is, isn't there? Considering, but
like this week, I mean, yeah, they've got. There seems to be more and more just being added. You've got Ivar, Kofi, Karrion Kross.
Well, Kofi's not injured, isn't he?
I don't know. He's been added to the list of shoot injuries, so I don't actually know.
Well, I suppose Shooty is injured, isn't he?
I don't know. So I'll send you a list because it's an interesting look through.
Yeah, send it to me. And while you send that, Hurt Business defeated Apollo Crews, Ricochet, Cedric Alexander after Cedric Alexander turned on him. So really good turn as well. He just pulls Ricochet off the apron and just absolutely throws him into the barrier and decimates them all. Let me copy that link and have a look at this injury list.
It's where I get all my stuff from. I think it's so helpful.
There we go. So you've got Becky Lynch, pregnancy. Charlotte planned elective surgery, 6 weeks apparently. Loomis, Edge, Elias, Tom Peck being out for a while. Ember Moon, a torn Achilles being out for a while. Who's Flamita? Oh, this is an old. There we go. Ivar, cervical injury. Jimmy Uso, 6 to 9 months knee injury. Jason Jordan, obviously we never know. Jinder Mahal only just came back. Karrion Kross. Shibata's injured, didn't know that. Kofi Kingston, at least 6 weeks, maybe a bit more. Lars being off for Soul in 6'9". Ray won't need surgery 2 months. Xavier Woods. So many people out.
That's good. I didn't know the Rey Mysterio thing. But if he won't need surgery, that's get in there.
We're all good there.
Especially he's such a focal point at the moment.
Yeah, but the turn. What do you think about Cedric joining the Hurt Business?
I thought it was going to be Ricochet.
Really?
Yeah. But it was done quite well, I think.
Mm-hmm. I like the no.
Yeah, I don't have too much more to say. I think a heel Cedric is far more interesting. And when they did the VIP lounge later on, he had a really good line about like hurting and earning or something.
Mm-hmm. I think he's a good addition. He's got a really good smirk.
Yeah.
He's probably spent some time. His smirk he'll have a really good heel one. The Street Profits defeat Andrade and Angel Garza after Angel Garza left Andrade to himself again. The thing is, the one thing this Raw Tag Team division needs right now is a breakup, because who is Street Profits going to wrestle?
Unify the titles.
I think that's what might be happening, because Shinsuke and Cesaro both came out after the match.
Why would they do this now and not at Survivor Series, though?
I don't know. It's brand versus brand. It's the champions.
It's the Invitational, isn't it?
I've forgot about for a while.
I've grown to love Survivor Series over the last few years. I'm a little bit annoyed that they've not actually saved this. Yeah, I used to really dislike Survivor Series, but since they've been doing brand versus brand, apart from the whole everyone is like loyal to the brand for 4 weeks of the year and then no one cares.
Yeah.
Like such an enjoyable show. Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre.
Oh.
I'm ready.
It's for me, it's the second best. Like, I'm not counting Mania as Mania is always number one because it's Mania. But in terms of like gimmick type pay-per-views that are not WrestleMania, it's Rumble, Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, 100%.
And SummerSlam?
No,
nowhere to be seen.
I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, I don't think. Like, if we're talking all pay-per-views, it's Mania, Rumble thing, and Mania is only there because it's WrestleMania. If we're talking about just normal cards, it's Rumble, Survivor Series, Money in the Bank, Mania, SummerSlam.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. SummerSlam is probably my least favorite of the 4.
Yeah, but Shinsuke and Sarah Basil say we'll be back next week in a Champions versus Champions match. Be a decent tag team match. I don't think they've wrestled each other before. All happy with that?
No, I don't either. That'll be all right.
Yep. Akira Tozawa interrupts Archer's meal, so Archer sits down to have a meal. He opens up lifts off the metal lid thing. There's a ninja. Oh no. Then they just try to ambush him. R-Truth escapes. Yeah.
This is so tired.
It is. Bring back Drake.
Where do they go from here? No, don't bring back Drake. Drake's far better served on NXT.
No, he was better on.
Just get rid of the 24/7 title.
No.
Yeah.
The 24/7 title's fun.
It was fun at the start. What do you do with it now? No, right, you can keep it. Just do something different with it. Like, it was all right when they had the Mojo and Gronk stuff. But it's not funny when you're doing the same joke every single week. I think that's my issue.
Need something a bit different. That's all.
It's so unoriginal.
2 seconds. I'm just doing a snipping tool quickly for 2 seconds. There we go. File, save as, because I'm just saving a picture from we get on to it later. There we go. Okay. Where is it? There we go. Peyton Royce defeating Billy Kay in the first tag singles match after their breakup. Peyton picks up the win with the Deja Vu, but then there's no bad blood between them. They both gave each other a hug after the match. Strange. We knew Vince was hiring Peyton Royce.
Very strange. Yeah. It said on the Bleach report, in a breakup more devastating than that of the Mega Powers. And it just says, this was underwhelming.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Asuka and Mickie James defeated Taylor and Lana. Yeah, they've got a match coming up.
Her business. Taylor and Lana. I like what they're doing. It's good. It's funny.
I mean, it's just a meaningless tag team match. I'm glad that Mickie James has got what's it called? Asuka. I'm a fan of Mickie James.
Title match, yeah. It's an NXT Takeover rematch.
Is it?
Yeah, that's how Mickie James came back to the company.
Ah, right. I don't remember that at all.
Do you not? It was a Toronto show. NXT Takeover Toronto. Asuka versus Mickie James.
Oh, nice. Her Business defeated the Viking Raiders, Paul Cruz and Ricochet. This is where the X got thrown up. As Ivar jumped out the ring. He must have just landed. It didn't look anything major, but as soon as he lands, he throws up the X.
Yeah, I can't recall ever seeing much about cervical injuries.
No, but apparently he's fine. That's what Deeb has tweeted out. Not tweeted out, but they've wrote on the website.
They said he's fine.
Not fine, but he's gone to hospital and he should make a recovery soon. Get the list of Ivar's injury status here. During the 8-man tag team match on Monday Night Raw, Ivar suffered a cervical injury on a Viking dive to the floor. As a precaution, Ivar was transferred to a local hospital and is expected to make a full recovery. So
that's all right then. That's it. We don't need any more people injured.
No. Randy Orton defeated Keith Lee by disqualification after Drew McIntyre dropped Randy Orton with a second Claymore. It was the story of the show. Randy Orton did it a couple of weeks ago. They're just rehashing it with Drew. Fair enough.
I didn't like it.
Didn't you?
No. Keith Lee basically took an L, and yet again, he's in the same match, and Randy Orton interfered again.
3 times in 2 weeks.
I know that's the story that we're telling. That Randy Orton is that Drew McIntyre is unintentionally ruining Keith Lee's matches. Oh, but there's better ways to do it than this. Also, right, how unimportant does the Thunderdome feel?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice it this show.
It looks great. There's one thing we can say, it does look good. But, yeah, it's nothing amazing, is it, anymore?
No. Well, I mean, I don't really know what I was expecting.
I think it does add something, rather than just having a bland emptiness.
It's because I only watch the YouTube highlights and I don't get any of the entrances and stuff. So
I don't think they do anything. I think it's just nice to have that something in the background that's moving. That rather than just having that bland background, I think it's better than having nothing.
It is.
Yeah. Kevin Owens and Aleister Black brawled in Raw Underground, but Double Kato just attacks Kevin Owens then, and Raw Talk, Kevin Owens called out Dabba-Kato. No KO. No.
No, you're not a fan. You don't want to see
No.
Kevin Owens versus Dabba-Kato.
Surprisingly not, no.
It's the most interesting thing he's done in months.
True, but I don't like Raw. I'm not a fan of Raw Underground.
No, I was going to say, I thought you're not a fan of Dabba-Kato. I quite like Dabba-Kato. I just
think
don't
he's
like
good.
Raw Underground.
Raw Underground's so straight. It's a really cool concept, it is. And I like the idea of it, but
But it's absolutely pointless and serves no purpose.
Certain people, like Marina Shafir, Jessamine Duke, perfect for Raw Underground. Arturo Ruas, even Riddick Moss, fit really well. Titus O'Neil, Kevin Owens.
I want to see Riddick
that
Moss.
brawler type thing.
I want to see Riddick Moss back on Raw Overground. Because he was doing all right before pandemic.
Yeah, he was on Main Event and stuff, weren't he?
Yeah, we're doing really well.
We'll hopefully see more of him.
Well.
Bright Squad defeated Shayna Baszler in a 2-on-1
Hang
handicap.
on.
What have I missed?
Retribution promo.
This is after.
Is it?
Yeah, I literally just go through what on WWE's listings.
All right, okay.
And the Right Squad defeated Shayna Baszler in a 2-on-1 handicap match. Liv Morgan gets to roll up on Baszler. Kill me now. How's Shayna Baszler getting rolled up?
I saw that and thought, is this what it's done? Is this what it's done to?
I'm happy that Liv's got it, but Jesus Christ, no, stop.
All you've got to do is think back to Elimination Chamber when Shayna Baszler beat every single person with ease.
Yeah, and now we've been resorted to this.
She's got a title, but it is a botched NXT call-up.
Yeah, it could be one of the biggest ones. I just think this isn't the Shayna Baszler. You know what? Whack on Raw Underground. Do it.
Yeah. Hey, where's Bianca Belair?
Where is Bianca? It don't make sense.
You remember when it was rumoured that they were only keeping her off TV whilst the Street Profits had them skits with the Viking Raiders?
Really?
Yeah, it was because they didn't want her to be a part of like the silly stuff.
Fair enough, I like that.
Yeah, but then they finished the silly stuff about 2 months ago, and she's still not been seen.
And then they brought
she was scrapping with Zelina Vega, but she's not being presented as like a single star, you know?
No. Retribution sent a message to WWE. Nia Jax supposed to take on the Riot Squad in a second handicap match, but all the lights went out and there was a promo. The darks of Retribution will seep into the pores of every superstar and all of your so-called universe. So, earlier.
It sounds good, doesn't it? It's just a shame it means nothing.
So, can you see that? We can.
Can I see it? I can see it. Oh, I don't think you can identify any. Oh, actually.
Mia Yim, Shane Thorne or Mojo Rawley.
Oh, I hope it's Mojo Rawley.
Well, look at that. That gives me Mojo vibes, that.
Yeah, I hope it's... That's definitely Dijak in the middle.
Yeah. That... I thought it was not Lacey Lane, what's she called now? Kaden Carter. Maybe Casey, but...
Also, why are there only 5 of them this week? Wasn't there 6 last time out?
Yes. Maybe they've dropped one of them. But, like, I think that's Mia Yim.
Yeah.
I think that's either Mojo or Shane Thorne. I'm on how soon it can be. That could be Dijak and then these two. Maybe Dio Madden, because of the height and the build.
It's either Dio Madden or Big Ninja.
Yeah, but I think Big Ninja need the bodyguard.
Big Ninja's a bit taller.
Need the bodyguard on Raw Underground.
Oh yeah, but they don't care about that.
Maybe that's how they're getting in.
I didn't really. Is Big Ninja still the bodyguard?
I think so, yeah.
Oh my!
And then whoever that one is, who's that?
This company. I don't know.
But yeah, we'll wait and see with Retribution. Drew McIntyre ambushed Randy Orton with a third Claymore. A third one throughout the show. Again, it's just rehashing angles we've already had. For the main event, it was Dominic Mysterio defeating Murphy in a street fight. Interesting this. I quite like it. So Murphy's reasoning for having this match in the street fight was that you're the reason that Seth won't talk to me. And I thought, okay, that's actually quite interesting. Then Mysterio gives the distraction for his kid, distracts Murphy by grabbing the kendo stick, allowing his wife, Angie, and daughter, Aaliyah, to untie Dominic. Ray and Dominic eventually got Murphy ensnared in the ropes, and the entire Mysterio family unleashed a kendo stick attack on the wayward disciple of Seth Rollins. With nowhere to go, Murphy verbally submitted, giving Dominic the victory. But after months of torment at the hands of Murphy and Rollins, after the gruesome injury Ray suffered at Rollins' hands in the eye for an eye match, after the brutal attack the Monday Night Messiah and his disciple inflicted on Dominic, the Mysterio family finally got the payback they deserved and continued to give Murphy a taste of his own medicine as Raw went off the air. Liked the match, didn't like the ending. And I know it makes sense that they want the revenge on Murphy, but Murphy is such a big, not a star. He is, in my opinion.
Oh no, it wasn't that bit I didn't like. Everyone's a star. Everyone's good. Murphy's main event in Raw. That's good enough. It was more just the fact he submitted after the Mysterio females just tapped his stomach with the kendo stick.
Yeah, but they're not wrestlers. Aaliyah went for it. Angie's a kind soul.
Behind it. Do you know what I mean?
Angie's a kind soul. You can let Angie off.
Murphy will take it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, out of all the people being mistreated by WWE, Murphy's not one of them.
No. And just see where this goes. Very interesting. Again, I quite enjoyed the episode of Raw.
It was all right. It was there. There's just been a lot of wrestling. Yeah, it's a good job there isn't anything happening tonight. Oh wait, hang on. There's NXT, AEW Dark, and Impact Wrestling.
Get in there. Come on. Right. I've got something in a minute. So yesterday, on my YouTube recommended was highlights of the Royal Rumble match, the men's match. So Simon, for the main event today, I'm going to ask you, can you name the participants in the men's 2020 Royal Rumble match?
Oh, okay. In order or?
Order would be helpful, but if you can't do that.
Brock Lesnar, number 1.
Yep.
Who was number 2?
Elias. Can't do it in order, it's fine. Yep, Elias.
That was quick. Shelton Benjamin came in pretty early.
Benjamin was there, he was 10th.
10th? Oh my.
Yeah. So you're first, second, and 10th so far.
Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre, Keith Lee.
Drew, yep. You got Drew and Keith.
Edge, MVP.
Edge and MVP, yep, Edge, yep.
Roman Reigns.
Yep.
How many is that?
He was 26th. Oh, Brock, Elias, Reigns, Shelton, MVP, Keith, Drew, Edge, 8 so far. Yeah, 8 so far.
Johnny Gargano.
No.
Gargano wasn't in the Rumble, really?
No, he was. He was the year before.
Aleister Black.
Yep. Wait. Yep, Aleister Black. That's 9.
Ricochet.
Trevor Mann. Where is he?
It was before Ricochet got married, so.
Yep. Ricochet got the elimination on Brock, but he aided.
Humberto Carrillo?
Nope. I'll give you a clue for number 3. Cage.
Oh, Eric Rowan.
Eric Rowan, correct.
Not Brian.
No, not Brian. 4, mustache. See if that helps.
Robert Roode.
Correct.
Yeah.
5.
That was still the best week he's ever done.
5. Impact. And he's currently on the roster, if that helps as well.
Eric Young.
No, he's currently on the currently on the WWE roster.
Oh. 5 is currently on the roster. Impact. Oh, like...
He likes to change his names when he's in a company.
I don't know.
John Morrison was number 5.
Okay.
New Day for 6th.
Who?
New Day for 6th.
It's Kofi, because Kofi got clobbered.
He did 5 minutes.
And I was outraged. I was fuming.
7, Booyaka.
Angie Mysterio.
It was Angie. Angie got decimated by Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
Correct. It was Ray. 8, New Day.
It's Big E, because Woods is injured.
Yep, Big E got decimated as well. 9.
Oh my days.
Tyson Kidd.
Cesaro.
Yep. You got Shelton. 11. Incredible wrestler outside of WWE. He's main evented one of the biggest ever shows abroad. He's not European or American.
No.
Outside of WWE, he's main evented big shows.
All right.
Japanese.
Shinsuke,
yep.
Hiroki Sumi.
Yeah, Hiroki Sumi. We'll go through these quick. 14th, The Fiend's best mate.
The Miz.
Oh, Wyatt's best mate. The Miz?
Yeah, because at TLC it will be Ray versus Miz.
Braun.
Oh.
17th, Jomo's mate.
Miz.
18, Big Al. Malibu Al. I don't know if you watch Southpaw.
No, it's not Alan Jones, is it?
It is Alan Jones. It's AJ Styles. 19th, he's here to show the world.
Ziggs.
It is 28. Hey man, all this money on the dry land. Somehow I don't know what he goes like. Bullet Club. It's part of the tag team.
The big LG.
He's the other one.
Anderson.
Yeah. 22. He's a king.
He's a king. Oh, Baron Corbin, because then he eliminated Matt Riddle. There's another one for you.
24. Hey man, all this money on the dry land.
No idea.
It's Luke Gallows.
I don't know.
27. My favorite wrestler.
I own a hoodie.
He's not.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah. 29th, best commentator on Raw.
Samoa Joe.
Byron Saxton. Yes, Samoa Joe. And 30, the best thing about 2020 in WWE so far.
Oh, it was Drew, wasn't it?
No.
No, it wasn't. No, Drew claymore him over, like Randy Orton. Yeah.
No.
What? Right not.
30th he came out. He's got a bunch of mates. He had a bunch of mates. Doesn't have them anymore. 2 have been fired. 1 betrayed him. Did betray him. But...
2 have been fired. Oh, Seth.
Yeah, Seth.
Yeah.
Finally, can you tell me who came in at number 14th in the Women's Rumble match to end it?
14th?
Yeah.
Molly Holly.
Close, it was Tamina.
Oh.
If you got Tamina, I would like to get you a prize.
Wheeling out the same women's veterans that we do every year.
Love Tamina.
Trish Stratus.
Trish.
Lita.
Kelly.
Molly Holly. Kelly.
I'm just going through now to have a look. Mighty Molly. Now you're
Michelle.
There was Santina.
Oh. But, I can remember, all I remember about the Rumble is obviously the main match itself and Daniel Bryan versus The Fiend.
Of course, you remember that. Oh, yeah, in fairness, that one was...
in the strap match.
Yeah, I just realised Bianca Belair got a right showing, didn't she?
Yeah, didn't she get the most elimination?
She got the second, she got 7, Shayna got 8.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and Bianca and Shayna got the most, and where are they now?
Yeah, let's not talk about that. This company,
This company,
mental. Finally, though, Simon, we've got a couple of weeks where no big shows are going on, so the episodes won't be as long.
Yes.
Which is nice to hear, actually, because we've had a lot of big pay-per-views currently. But we'll do some shameless promotion Mondays on this channel. It's a tier list with KD. It was obviously not yesterday, if you noticed. It might be on Thursday. Kieran's currently doing some work training, so unfortunately can't do the tier list. But I think it'll be him and KL, and possibly Thursday at the earliest. Tuesday, it's me and Simon, every 11:30. We're the most consistent podcast on this channel. We talk everything wrestling, AEW, NXT, and the main WWE shows, and a bit of that Impact spiced in. Wednesdays is the Sports Corner podcast, the football one, the Top Corner podcast, sorry, the football, the big boy, the daddy. That's very bad. That might be back next week. Hopefully, obviously not tomorrow, but next week, fingers crossed. Thursday or Friday, it's the NFL Corner. Football's back. It's back on Thursday, I think, for the Texans Chiefs. I can't remember the top of my head. I think that's the match. Simon and Will probably be Simon and Will, not Simon and Will. Kieran and Will be giving the reactions to the match and the match on Thursday, and we'll be giving the predictions for the weekend's matches. Tonight there is a UEFA Nations Watch. It's Final Nations League match day, so tune in tonight. I think we're all going to be there, possibly. I don't know. Anything else to promote? You got anything to promote? Did you win cricket this weekend, or is it not being played because of COVID?
No, we got beat by 9 wickets in the second team on Saturday. Okay. And then we beat away to Denham, and then we comfortably, not comfortably, in the third team on Sunday, we beat Holt Seconds by 8 runs.
Nice. Are you playing this weekend?
No, because I'm at uni, aren't I? So.
Oh yeah.
That's my season done. I can't believe you training tonight for absolutely no reason, just because I fancy it, and then
just absolutely thwack some balls.
Yeah,
do it.
Yes.
But that's been the wrestling gun. We've actually got it in decent time. We talked for so long about AEW, but we've hit the hour and a half mark. Thank you very much for joining me today, Simon. It's been a hectic one with phone switching, wild AEW stuff.
Yeah, I could have done without that, but here we are.
But, yeah, it's one of them things. Technology. But thank you very much for joining me. We'll catch you next week for some casual podcasting. No stupid pay-per-views to get in our way. Thank you very much for watching, and peace.